Hello everyone, Arcfiddle back again for another video, this time Legion Remix. Now it's been out for a week, I'm pretty confident making a video on this. I didn't want to really make one straight away, but here's how you do it. I'm currently 732 eye level, or thereabouts, getting some 40 gear, and I just wanted to talk about like how you can quickly progress your character, what's the bare minimum you can do, if you want to keep going, what you should do. So at the bare minimum, when you log in, try to log in every single day. There will be a daily quest right at this vendor here that gives you a guaranteed high eye level piece of jewelry, higher than your gear. It might not be useful, but you should keep it regardless because you want to keep a high eye level set in your bags no matter what, because that will enable you to get better gear, because the gear drops are determined on what your best gear is. So if you have high eye level gear in your bags, even if you're not wearing it, it'll give you upgrades, which is why I have some spares there. Next thing you want to do is make sure you check your returners dailies. These dailies are really good because they are guaranteed to give you a purple case for the Legion, a case of infinite power. These cases of infinite powers are guaranteed to give you an epic quality piece of gear from that. That hopefully is an upgrade. It won't always be, but it'll be an epic piece of gear. If the research assignments aren't what you want, you can always reroll once. You should do that. Yep. The next thing you want to do is do your random queues, doing your random heroic and random normal queues. LFR I think isn't worth it personally, but hey, you can do it if you want. You can do whatever you want in Legion Remix. Another thing you can do, which is very important, is doing your Mythic and Heroic raids, and normal if you can do that as well. Mythic and Heroic give the most. Now, some groups are going to want you to be like 610, 620, 630 for Mythic. I've seen some want to go 650, but you can just do that if you need to. They're good if you can get into it, otherwise, whatever, just do something else, right? Next thing you want to progress, the reason you do those raids, is because you can advance your weapon and your limits unbound, which does do a lot towards the end of it. It gives me something like 87% versatility right now, which is 43.5% damage reduction, which is really important because you want that, because the difference between having that and not having that, if you're trying to do Mythic Plus, which I'll go over soon, is vital. You take so much damage in there. Here's the difference between someone who has upgraded their stuff for M+, and here's the difference between someone who hasn't upgraded their stuff for M+. Notice the difference? It's very obvious. Another really good thing to do is the world boss. If it's up, you can get a case of infinite power from that, as well as doing your emissaries. Same thing, case of infinite power. It all just adds up. There's a lot of things you can do in Legion Remix, and you kind of pick your poison, but yeah, these help too. Which brings me to another thing you can do. If you can quest at max level. This is just because it gives you motes from the cases you get from the quest. Valshar is really good for this if you didn't do that while you're leveling, which basically gives you a ton of just motes and stuff from the cases, which lets you create gear. You know, really good stuff. Now for the Massive Elephant Room M+. M+ is insane for gearing. If you need anything to do, M+ is your key. You can just, after you've done your Mythic raids, or Mythic and Heroic really, and your dailies and stuff like that, Mythic Plus is just so good. If you can stomach it, one problem is if you're not a tank spec, it's a bit hard to get invites to the higher keys. Personally, I think just spam like 15s to 20s. It's not the best idea, you know, it's not the best motes per hour, but it is good motes, and it's decent mementos of Epoch challenges as well. The fragmented mementos you combine. If you can stomach it, just spam M+. Like, that's the best gearing. After doing Mythic Raid, just spam M+ is the best way to do it if you can stomach it. Again, you want to try to find a balance between what's fastest and what's, like, rewarding. So, like, doing a plus 50 isn't going to be rewarding if it takes you ages, right? Whereas if you can speed run, like, a 20 or, like, a 10, or, like, even a 15, it's, like, pretty good. I geared M+ yesterday, and I just spammed 15s to 20s. It was really, really quick. And the modes depend on what dungeon you're in. But for the most part, I think the lowest we got was like 9 or 10, and the highest we got was like an Arcway, which was like 21 or something. Yeah, so just spam M+. M+ is the best if you can get into it or do it with a group. That's really quick. But that's basically it. With Legion Remix, you can do whatever you want. This by no means, you don't have to torpedo this. This goes on for like a month or something, and like I'm already like almost capped out after like 1 week, right? 8 days of playing, 9 days of playing. So you don't have to rush this at all, but this is just like going over it once again, bare minimum you can do. If you just want to quickly log in and just mess around and not worry about too much stuff, just log in, do your Eternus research stuff, get the daily quest that gives you jewelry, do your daily normal and heroic queue, and then just go do raids. Ideally Mythic and Heroic and normal, but just highest you can possibly do. It's really good for the mementos, which advance your weapon. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope it made it quick and short for everyone. And yeah, thanks. Bye.